Hello everyone, in today's video I'll be teaching you step by step how to cut and sew this beautiful baby gown with a scrub neckline just as shown on the thumbnail. If that sounds like something you'd love to learn, then you're absolutely in the right place. Welcome to my channel. My name is Fukaya No, your fashion motivator, and I share detailed sewing and cutting tutorials every week to help you build your fashion skill confidently, whether you're a beginner or a growing designer. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share it with someone who would love to learn this style too. Now back to the lesson. In this class, we'll be needing our Ankara fabric and our satin fabric. So next, we'll open our fabric and we'll fold it into 4 places, just as you've seen. I folded into 4. I folded into 2, then folded it again. I lay it well on our cutting table. Then I'm trying to align everything together. Next thing is to get our starting point. So go ahead to get to the starting point. I'm sorry, I never knew that my chalk wasn't showing, so just listen to what I'm saying and just follow my voice. So first thing first, get your starting point. The next thing is I'm going to put my sleeve opening because it's a cut together sleeve. So I measured from the starting point to 12 inches, 12 or 13 inches, depending on how wide you want the sleeve opening to be. So that's what I just did basically. So next thing, I imputed the hip measurement. So our hip length is 25 inches. And then I imputed the full length measurement. So I'm using the whole of the Ankara, which is 44 inches. So it's more like a 3/4 gown. So that's just all I am doing. So next thing, I am imputing her hip measurement. Her hip is 42. So I'm dividing 42 by 4, which is giving me 11 inches. So I'm adding 4 inches. That is 3 inches for ease and 1 inches for the joining allowance. So I will measure all I have completely. 11 plus 4 is giving me 16 inches. So I'll take that measurement down to the hemline. Don't mind me. I did not know that my camera actually captured everything, so I did not need to move my fabric down. So I just took the 16 inches down, and that's what I measured. So I brought that 16 inches up and measured it around the chest line. So that is where I imputed the armhole. So now what I'm putting is I'm imputing her shoulder measurement. So, and then the length of sleeve. So I wanted the sleeve to be 12 inches. So what I have here is not up to, so I'll be adding a band to the sleeve. So I measured 10 inches. So I'm going to rule it out now. So I'm going to add that black satin you saw. I'm going to add 2 inches to the tip of the sleeve to complete the 12 inches that I needed. So I just connected that line down to meet the 16 inches I measured before. So her shoulder is 16, so which is 8 plus 10, so which is 18 I had before. So now I'm imputing the neckline. So I did 3 by 1 inches for the back. So when I remove the front, I'm going to impute the front measurement. So the next thing I did was to come down by 1 inch for the slope. So I'm taking it back to the 3 inches neckline. So now I'm adding ½ inch allowance back for joining for the shoulder. So you do that too as well. Impute ½ inch allowance. Sorry, my chalk is not showing. I did not know it wasn't showing, so I'm very sorry. Just listen to my voice and you will get everything that we're doing. This baby gown is very, very simple. Like, it is very, very easy to make. So I noticed after coming down, my sleeve opening was small, so I came down by 1 inch again. And then I'm just connecting a straight line, no curve, nothing. This baby gown is just straight, very simple and straight. So I'll just create a curve around the armhole, that is the sleeve opening. So that's all I'm doing. So the next thing is to mark where I want my pocket to be. So from the shoulder down to 18 inches, 16 or 18 inches. So just around your waistline or 1 inch below your waistline. So, and then my pocket opening, how wide do you want your pocket opening to be? Between 6 to 7 inches is okay for your pocket opening. So now go ahead and cut. So now that we'll finish cutting, we'll separate the front from the back pattern. So I'll remove one of the piece, that will be the back pattern, and the second piece will be the front pattern. So I'm just arranging the piece so I could cut out the neckline for the front. So before we did 3 by 1 inch for the back. So now because we are creating a scrub neckline, so we're adding the black band to create the neckline. So I'll be extending the front neckline. So I'm making the width 4 inches. I mean, that is, I'll add 1 inch. Then she doesn't want the neck to be too deep, so I'll just be coming down by 7 inches. So that additional 1 inch I went in, I'll connect it down to the 7 inches. On that 7 inches point, I came in by half of an inch. Just ensure that it's half of an inch. So from that 4 inch, I'll just connect to that half of an inch and then cut out, just like the way I'm doing. So when you finish and open, your neckline should look like this. So this is how your neckline should look like. So after you've cut out your neckline, you measure out the neckline and then you cut out the band. So the band should be 1.5 inches by the length that you have. Then you just measure out and cut out. The next thing is iron stay on it, just what I'm doing. Iron stay on the neckline. Make sure that you put stay. I'm using hair stay here. Iron and fold the iron and fold it so that it will form that crease line to be easy for you to join it. So next we're going to our sewing machine to join. But before we do that, let us cut out the neckline for the back. So that is the turnout for the back, the facing for the back, sorry. So get a small piece, place the back neckline on it, and then cut out your facing. Yeah, so just place the small piece and cut out your facing. So after you've cut out the facing for the back, next we're going ahead to the sewing machine to sew our neckline. So now on the sewing machine, pick those band. Yeah, the band is 3 inches. On fold it is 1.5 inch. So you place one piece on one side, pin it down. Use your pin judiciously, like your pin is your friend here. Yes, your pin is your friend here. So use your pin. It is very, very needed. So after pinning the first part, you pin the second part just the way I'm doing here. I'm using my pin to pin them down so that it will be easy for me to sew. So before you sew, you get to that point where the 7 inches stopped. Yes, that particular point where we went in by half of an inch, you come down by half inch, and then that is where you're going to notch. Come back by half inch, mark it there, go to the other part, come down by half inch, exactly at that point where the neckline stop, where you have that opening of where you went in by half inch and you have that opening. You have like when you open it, you have half of an inch, so you go down by half inch and then you're going to back stitch there. So you can see where I stop, you back stitch there, and then you turn to the other part, you back stitch at that 1/2 inch and then you sew all the way to the top. So just watch closely what I'm doing. Yes, I did not fast forward here so that you can see what I'm doing very clearly. So the next thing you're going to do is to remove your pin, and then around that 1/2 inch at that end there, just the way you notch it. Yes, don't notch through, just notch it enough for you to tuck in the neckline inside, is the band inside to create the neckline. So tuck in neatly, just see what I'm doing. So just tuck in neatly, ensure that it's neat at the front part, then you turn to the back. Yeah, turn to the back, arrange it neatly. Yes, cut out the excess, then pick that small part and stitch down. Ensure you're not stitching down with the main fabric, just that 3-piece, that little part and the 2-piece band from the neckline. Just ensure that that is just what you're stitching down, and voila, your neckline is set. So this is what you'll be having. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, it's already beautiful. Cut out every excess. Cut out every excess. Now we're on a pressing table. Give it a good press. Give it a very good press so that it will lay flat. Ensure to give it a good press so that it will lay down flat. Now here's the back pattern. You can see I've torn it. See how neatly it is looking. Now you will join the 2 shoulders together using the facing of the back to turn the front. Now when you turn the back, if you fix your band correctly, turn the back, the neckline should match neatly. So go to the sewing machine. Now you can see I've finished sewing. Look at how neat it's looking. Then you can go ahead to weave neatly and give it a good press. So I don't have a weaving machine now, so I'll be doing mine after I'm done making the dress. So after now, I will measure the sleeve to get the length so I can cut the band for the sleeve. Remember I told you I'll be adding 2-inch band to complete the sleeve. So go ahead to measure the 2-inch band. So I cut the first band and then I went ahead to cut the second band. After that, go ahead and join on the sewing machine. So I finished joining on the sewing machine and now I am giving it a good press. Ironing is very, very important while sewing. So if you have the means, please, while you're sewing, iron. While you're sewing, iron. It is very, very, very important. So now let's cut our pocket. So I'm checking the fabric to see if it will be enough to cut the pocket. So next I measured 7 inches, 7 or 8 inches, because that's how wide I want my pocket opening to be. So the full length of the pocket is about 12 inches. I went in by 1/2 inch, created a curve, and then I curve it all through. This is how I cut my pocket. Then I'll go ahead and cut the second piece. So there are different ways to cut pockets, but this is how I cut my own pocket. So that is basically what I'm doing here. So next I'll get the pocket space where I notch on the fabric, and then I'll go and join the pocket on the sewing machine and then attach it to that place, and then I'll sew the gown using 0.75 or 1 inch sewing allowance, then I'll come back and show you all. So now that we're done joining the pocket, so I joined the pocket using 1 inch. So I'm using 1 inch to join the dress, that is to sew down the dress. So I sew the pocket on 1 inch. So the next thing is to place the pocket like this, and then I will sew using 1 inch. When I get around the pocket, I will sew with 1/2 of an inch, and then when I get to the ending part, I sew with 1 inch. So I've done this other part, I sew with 1 inch. When I got around the pocket, I sewed with 1/2 of an inch, and when I got down, I sewed with 1 inch. So with this, we've come to the end of our video. So go ahead, attach your pocket, hem your dress, give your garment a good press, package it, and deliver to your clients. If you find this video interesting, please do well to like, share, subscribe, invite someone, tell someone about this video. See you in our next one. Bye. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.